Hello, my name is Chase Creddy, and if I sound a little off, it's because I got a fever. I'm a little sick right now, but we're talking about law enforcement and ASD. So we're starting. Hello, my name is Chase Creddy. Thank you for attending my training today. After college, I want to become a police officer, and the purpose of my training would be to better serve or support all of the individuals with ASD. As a law enforcement, they serve a high role in the community. They serve a diverse community with a wide range of needs. The training we are doing today is to focus on how we can better support individuals with ASD. We need to understand that ASD helps us reduce misunderstanding, avoid unnecessary escalation, and build trust with the people we serve. I actually have two uncles that are in the field and I've had a few good conversations with them. All right. Information about people with ASD. Autism spectrum disorder is a neurodevelopmental condition that can have effects that affects the communication, behavior, and sensory processing. I did a study and it said that about 1 in 36 kids in the US are diagnosed with ASD, while many adults remain not tested. There are many characteristics of ASD. Some of them have a difference in verbal or nonverbal communication. Some of them have challenges with public speaking, or they are afraid of social interaction. They sometimes do the same thing and repeat it, or they are just not interested in doing something at all. They are very sensitive to certain things like bright lights, flashing lights, and loud noises, and that has an effect on them. And ASD is not caused by parenting, vaccines, or even personal choice. And then I got a picture. It says symptoms of autism, and it says lack of eye contact, unusual and monotonous games, reject social touch, inappropriate laughter, repetition of words and phrases, underdeveloped sense of danger, reduced sensitivity to pain, difficulty in communication. And that's just what my picture says. Okay, why ASD matters in law enforcement. ASD awareness matters in law enforcement for a variety of reasons. Some ASD traits can be very misunderstood by a police officer. Some different behaviors they may encounter are like a lack of eye contact, delayed responses, some same movement over and over, or having a problem while trying to answer a question, and they may have anxiety. And I talked with my two uncles about this, and they said a big one was a lack of eye contact, and they felt like they were being maybe misunderstood, and they didn't really understand why at the time. And then sometimes police officers mistake these for a lack of respect. They feel like they're not being respected by them. They may think that they're intoxicated, and they think they're suspicious because of the way they're acting. And these are many reasons cops need to be able to understand things about ASD, because it can lead to a lot of misunderstanding, like I said earlier. And it can escalate a situation to where there is force being used upon someone. And we don't want that because of a misunderstanding. By us understanding ASD, it can improve a lot of safety in the community, and it'll strengthen the public trust. Ways to talk to people with ASD. There are a lot of ways you should talk to people with ASD. You should always speak calm and slowly to them so they understand what is going on and don't feel lost. You should always use easy, simple sentences to help them comprehend what is going on. Give them time to respond back, because some people may take a little longer to think of what they are going to say. Like I said, make sure you speak, just give them one question at a time, and then give them time to get a response out, and not judge them based on how much time they're taking. And ask them one question so you don't overflood them with questions. If you have any visuals that would help them understand, use them for them. So if you have something of like what they did wrong, show them a visual of like a speed or something, so they can better help them understand what they did. And then don't judge them or make them feel less of a person because of their disability. And then be honest and easy with them in these situations. More inclusive environments. Some environment adjustments can be to offer a more quiet area or low sensory areas in a police station to not make them have anxiety. They can have an ASD friendly interview room with reduced sound and loud noises, so it can help them be more relaxed and not feel stressed. And not a lot of easy distractions, so they're not keep standing up and getting distracted by other things, and they can focus more on you. They need to implement a training for all people to understand what ASD is and all the symptoms. So a little course everyone has to do. So I was talking about how there should always be a course for police officers to better understand what ASD is and how to treat them, and how they should like interact with them throughout things in certain ways. Being able to have create certain protocols for identifying developmental disabilities early during calls. So if there's a situation, they need to tell them what the thing is and what's going on, so they can better understand what they're going into. They need to have better communication, identify certain. There needs to be an encouragement of culture acceptance and understanding. And then in my picture, I have a car. It says police, and it's a bunch of things like this is autism, sensory sensitivity, and it's just communication differences, and it's just a bunch of things like that. And then just to go back over my communication tips, I don't know if I did a great job, but being able to speak slowly and calmly to people with ASD will better help them understand more of what you're talking about, and not feel lost or make them feel more anxiety and more stressed. And then allowing them to use extra time for responses. So like, don't ask them like a bunch of questions. Just give them one question and give them time, because they're thinking over in their head what they're trying to think of, and don't get angry at them because of that. Avoid sarcasm when talking to them, and then figures of speech as well. And then do not interpret a lack of eye contact as guilt or deception towards them, because they will understand. And then allow self-soothing behaviors like rocking or hand flipping, unless it's like unsafe and you can't at all. And then reduce sensory triggers when possible. Like if you pull them over and then it's affecting them, you can turn them off, or you guys leave, and then when they're leaving, you can turn them off right away, so they're not feeling the pressure or the pain from all the sensory. And then always maintain a calm demeanor and give space to them, so they're not feeling like you're all up on them, and then feeling like they did something terrible or something like that. And then don't try to touch them or do physical random touch to them, because that'll affect them, and then they won't understand what is going on at all. And then you can offer them certain choices, like, would you prefer to sit in this spot or over there? Just make them feel safe and make them feel like they belong. And then more about what I think should happen is, like, everyone in a police station needs to take a course to better understand people and their ASD and like certain traits, because there could be some situations where they feel like they're like a situation escalated, but there should be no reason for it to escalate. It's just people not understanding others. So just being able to understand others and their things they go through, and then just being calm to them, and then yeah, that is my speech and my case design speech, and thank you for listening.